Is a house a good investment? I don't know. Is a house a good investment? Maybe. I was talking to my mama, and she told me a house is a good investment. Mamas are always right. What an interesting question. Look, it all depends on who you are and what you like and what your preferences are. I mean, if you're a renter and you are considering to buy a house, you may not want to do it because you like the freedom that you have. I mean, look, when you think about it, renting and home ownership has its pros and cons. But from a financial standpoint, according to the Federal Reserve, homeowners are worth way more than someone that rents. Matter of fact, on average, their wealth is 40 times greater than anyone who rents. So, from a financial standpoint, it's a smart move. But as a renter, you may not care about money. As in this way, you may think that you like the idea you can rent and you want to focus on your career. So, in this video, we're going to discuss the pros and cons of whether or not a house is a good investment. Look, is a house a good investment? Interesting. Well, it all depends on how you look at real estate. If you like this content, hit that subscribe button at your earliest convenience to get more content just like this. They're coming at you every single week. I mean, look, if you go the FHA route and put down 3.5%, or the conventional route and put down 5%, you go out there in your neighborhood, you look for a house that is fully renovated, and you're like, this house is beautiful. I want to live in this house. You didn't do any market research on the house. All you know is that the house looks great on the inside. Your husband looks at the house, or wife looks at the house, and they're like, yeah, I see myself living in this house. There's a park down the street. My kids can go to a nice, good school here. And my neighbors seem really friendly. I mean, that's a fairy tale world. But look, that is actually not a fairy tale world. Life is like this flower. If you give it love, you give it water, and some nice sunshine, then it'll grow, just like real estate. That's the definition of an approach to real estate. You can buy that house, move in, and pretty much live a nice lifestyle. Got a nice cute garage, nice cute driveway. You know all the neighbors. And look, you live a good lifestyle. Now, the thing with this is, as time goes on, you pay the monthly mortgage every single month. You pay the insurance and taxes every single month. Therefore, your loan amount goes down every single month for the length of the loan. So if you have this loan for 15 years or for 20 years, then guess what? That house would have been paid for at the end of that 15-year mark or that 30-year mark. Good for you. If you bought that house for $400,000 in 30 years, the house will be paid for. Not to mention, there is appreciation of 4% per annum on that house. Oh, you did really well. It went from $400,000 from when you bought it to 30 years later, it's worth $650,000. And you're like, I did well. You can retire on that money. You can sell that house actually and go to Florida and buy a house for $200,000 and live like a king or queen for the rest of your life. Not to mention, if you've been working those 30 years, you got 401k, you got a pension, your husband or wife may have a pension, etc. So look, you've done well. Or what you really could do is you can leave that house to your kids. That's $650,000. If that child knows how to manage money at all, they should be fine for the rest of their life. They can refinance, they can get a HELOC loan, they can even sell the house. And guess what? Take that money and invest it into a business or invest it into themselves. But it all depends on if that's what the child wants to do. So in a nutshell, that's one style of investing. Another style may be you could buy a house, but maybe not a house. Maybe you would buy two family. You live in one unit, you rent out the other unit, and then the money from your job, all you do is save all that money. You can maybe retire sooner. Instead of you retiring at 65, you retire at 45 because you've saved so much money for all the years you've held that house. And not to mention, your kids can still live with you, and you can even, you know what you could do? You can even leave that house and go out there and find another house in 5 years and rent out both of those units and do it all over again and keep you 2 or 3 homes and keep working your job and just retire pretty comfortably. But again, that's another approach to investing in real estate. Now, I mean, look, does this outbeat renting a house? I mean, look, I just gave you that statistic by the Federal Reserve that says that homeowners are 40 times wealthier than any person that rents a house, or any person that rents for that matter. So obviously you want to get into the game of real estate. You obviously want to collect some cash flows from real estate in any capacity. The cash flows, like I just said, could be just you keeping your 9-to-5 job or whatever job you have and just saving all that money and just renting out the second floor. Or you know what it could be? It could be you actually selling that house after you've held it for 5 years to just sell it and take the profit and go and rent an apartment. However you want to do. But here's the deal. As an investor, right? This is what investors do to invest in real estate. What they do is, right? They go into a market and they look for homes that are below market value. That's right, below market value. I know this may sound counterintuitive that somebody's willing to give their home below market value and they'll sell it to you. But guess what? They will. Because this has been going on for years. Okay? If that house needs some work, they will have to sell the house because guess what? They can't find a buyer that's going to buy the house fully renovated. You know why? Because they want to live in the house. They don't want to do that work. They don't want to renovate the house. That's not their expertise. However, if you can increase your construction expertise and become an expert at renovating homes and learning how to submit offers on properties below market value, learning how to sell a house, or learning how to just put a team together to buy and sell homes. I mean, you got investors that's out there that's fixing and flipping 50, 100 homes a year. Okay, they're buying multi-unit properties, renovating them, cash out refinancing them, and guess what? Pocketing all that cash flow. You got people out here that's syndicating deals all day long. So even if they ain't got the money, they're gonna ask somebody that has some money, and guess what? They're gonna buy a property with that. Okay, that's what this is about. It's about, look, here's what you got to realize is that this is about your approach to real estate. Okay, is a house a good investment? Yeah, it's a really good investment. It just depends on your approach, and it depends on if you have mentorship. It depends on if you have a partner that's willing to help you, or you can do it yourself. It just depends on all these different factors. Like I said earlier, I mean, think about it this way. You may not want to go into the real estate business, and that's completely fine. You may not want to figure out how to calculate construction costs. You may not want to get a contractor to come to your house, and you have to fight with the contractor to tell the contractor to do this, and the contractor may not show up on time, or you may literally give them your money and then they vanish and you never speak to them again. That has happened. Actually, it has happened to me. You may not want to deal with that stress. You may not want to deal with those worries. And I get it. It's stressful. It's really stressful. So you may want to invest in a different way. Look, think about it this way. They have what they call REITs. These are real estate investment trusts. And what they is pretty much passive investing in real estate. You already got the guy that's out there finding deals and raising the money and looking for deals that are undervalued. All you got to do is go to REIT, look for a public stock. Okay, you can invest $100, $200, $500 a month. Yeah, and they'll pay you dividends. All REITs pay out dividends. They'll give you a percentage of their cash flows every single month. That's good. Okay, you can use that money to retire with. You can use that money to do whatever else you want to do with the money, really, pretty much. But that's another form of investing. So look, the moral of this video is it just depends on how you want to invest. So to answer the question, is a house a good investment? You tell me. Till the next time.